What up? What up? What up? This is RJ Fantasy Football Talk. We back again. Special night. We're doing it on Tuesday because I got a couple drafts tomorrow to kind of finish up this draft season. But we're gonna give y'all a special date on Tuesday. So we gonna doing it. We're doing it at night. So welcome everybody. You know who I am. I'm Rodney. This is Jay. What's going on, bro?
Hey, welcome everybody. I'm doing well. I found I was joking with you
Uh huh.
last week when you said that you had a draft the day before the doggone season starts. I have one tomorrow as well. It's earlier in the day, but I was like, oh, I have because it was supposed to be tonight, but they
uh
moved it to tomorrow. So now I have one tomorrow as well. So
Well, look at you. You talked about me. Now you
I
got
talked a
one.
lot of trash for for the live audience. I told him he
Oh
need to
yeah.
get his commissioners together, and apparently I need to go get my commission together too. Cause
Is that the iPod League?
that's the fraternity
ePod
league.
League?
Yeah, that's
Frank?
the
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So we gonna do our thing. So I'll be drafting just like you
Yeah, I
will.
got. I think I got one at. I might have to get out this other one, but as of right now, I got one at 7 and one at 9:30. So
Okay.
I'm squeezing in time, but we're gonna see what happens with those. So we
Hey,
definitely gonna see. So
hey, but
I
it's
don't know.
exciting times. We got 2 days before it's actual real football, not preseason. But we
Oh man,
hey.
I can't wait. Lord have mercy. I cannot wait. We gonna catch y'all up on some news
Yeah.
since we ain't seen y'all last week. Well, actually 2 weeks. So it's been 2 weeks, right?
Nah,
It's
we
been a
only
week.
missed one. Well, I guess it's been 2 weeks since we've been there since we missed 1 week. But
Yeah. So
yeah.
yeah. We just
But
catch
let's see
y'all on
what's
some news.
happening in the news.
Obviously, everybody heard Cam Newton got cut, and I want to stay there for a few minutes, not too long. But my question for you is his career over? That's one. And
Okay.
was it the vaccination and the less production that got him cut?
I don't
Two
even want
part
to
question.
answer. I don't even want to answer your question yet because I want to start with breaking news. Bold prediction falls flat before the season even starts.
You're right.
I think one of us said that Cam was going to throw for. I don't think I say who it is. I throw no shade. One of us said that Cam Newton was going to throw for 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. I think it was
Yeah, I
10
mean,
rushing
look,
touchdowns.
that's why it's called a bold
It
prediction.
was
Okay,
boldly wrong. Bold.
I got to make it exciting sometimes,
hey,
man. Come on, man.
hey, you got. Hey, if you're gonna come with mild stuff, then don't even bring it to the bold predictions show. So I
That's
ain't
what I'm
mad
saying.
at you, but I thought you was. I didn't think you were gonna make it with that one, but I was like, dang, can the season at least start? So
Well, look, man, you gotta have hopes for people, man. You know,
hey,
he kind
but
of did me wrong, but it's
but
cool.
to your question, and it's a good one. Is his career over? Um, I tend to think so, only
Okay.
because we haven't really seen good Cam since Carolina was in the Super Bowl, and how many years
Yeah,
ago was that?
that
Um,
was 2015.
yeah, and so now it's been a lot of hurt Cam or slightly productive Cam. So
Okay.
right now it's just a matter of do you bring him in to be a backup because that's probably where he's gonna be. Even though I would still say there's some terrible starting quarterbacks in the NFL,
That's
and
true.
perhaps Cam could be better than them, but it's not like he's given a lot of evidence to the fact that he's good. So I think it's done unless he's gonna be a backup, and I can't really see Superman becoming a backup in the NFL. Welcome Orlando Lewis to the show. Yeah, also calling you out on your boldly wrong prediction. So,
That's all right. She stopped me the other day and she told me that too. But
yeah,
I kind of can't. I had that coming. It's fine.
it's all
Ain't no
right.
big deal.
Hey,
Yeah,
I might get one of my predictions wrong, but it
yeah.
won't be
It's
before
okay.
the season starts.
All right.
so,
It happens.
so
It's no big deal.
I think Cam is either going to be a backup or he's going to be out of the league. And I would guess I'm going to put my money on we've seen the last Cam Newton unless, and this always happens, there's a
Hmm.
serious injury somewhere during the season, and then somebody's desperate and they're like, okay, let's bring in Cam. That's I think that's his only real shot.
Well, I think the problem with Cam is Cam gonna have to humble himself a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, Cam gonna have to come and realize that I'm gonna have to take a backup role somewhere, and then try to get back in there as a starting quarterback next year, because you never know. It's teams that could use him. Obviously, Houston is one of them. Um,
Houston news. We'll get to that later, but yeah,
we'll get to that
Houston.
later, but yeah, they could use him. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying he gonna have to at least humble himself to say, you know what, I'm gonna have to be a backup this year, and I'm gonna have to wait my turn. And when it comes, I just gotta perform.
Do you see him
Because
doing it?
no, I don't.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Cam doesn't, because he made a comment on a podcast show before the season started, and he said that he was still one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the league, and he won't saying 32. So
Right.
at the end of the day, he still think he in his mind he's a starting quarterback, and he's really not. He's more of a, at this point, production wise, he hasn't done well.
Done nothing.
So that's why I bring you that question: was it production and not being vaccinated? And at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
Wayne got it, because we can look at a couple players, Cole Beasley uh, being one of them. He has been productive. Cole Beasley has been productive, but he's not vaccinated. So
Right.
at the end of the day, they're not going to cut Cole Beasley because he's been productive. Now, if Cam was productive and not vaccinated, they wouldn't have cut him at all. It just wouldn't have happened. They didn't even make him the backup. That's how bad they don't want him there.
And I think the vaccination plays in the part of why other teams might not be interested in New England. And we talked about Cam versus Mac Jones,
Hmm.
several times on the R&J Fantasy Football Talk Show. There was a limited amount of time Cam was going to be able to hold Mac Jones off. They were itching to get him in there. So I was slightly surprised the fact that he didn't get, like you said, demoted to backup and they just cut him all together. But
Yeah.
him losing that job was in depth. It was definitely going to happen. It was inevitable.
Yeah, of course.
I would have thought they would have kept him as the backup, but did the vaccination lead to that? Potentially, but it could also just been they didn't want the distraction of Cam there. They thought, okay, if we're gonna go to Mac Jones, let's go all in Mac Jones.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Belichick does like Hoyer, so
I don't know
I,
why.
I
Lord have mercy.
I don't know.
I had
Hey, he must be killing it in practice. This is what I'm
He has
guessing.
to.
Because in the games that we've seen, no, but he likes them, and he knows. I guess he knows their system. So the fact that Cam is gone, I think it's bad for him, but
Mhm.
it's not a huge surprise.
I mean, at the end of the day, and you're right about that. They didn't want him there for Matt Jones to look over his shoulder every
Yeah,
time he made a mistake. And you're right, Matt Jones is going to take that job at some point, and we all knew it, but
yeah.
we just didn't know when. But
It happened
I guess,
a little bit faster than I think
well,
we would thought.
I'm gonna tell you what it
Yeah.
was. That time, when the 5 days he missed with the whole COVID situation,
That's
what?
because we weren't on for that. I don't think we got to
Mm,
discuss that. That was the
no, we didn't.
most bizarre thing to me because it's not like he just did it on his own, right? It's just the fact they was, as they called it, a miscommunication
Yeah,
or misunderstanding. I think was the word they said because the team approved for him to go do this doctor's appointment, and then he's out for those 5 days. And I'm with you. I think that really hurt his shot. Cause
well,
yeah,
within that 5 days, they said Mac Jones. I mean, because it was interesting, because I want to say they had Carolina in town,
right.
and
I think so.
they was doing like a scrimmage with Carolina, and they said Mac Jones was chewing up Carolina's first defense up.
Yeah,
And I guess that those 5 days he killed it. I mean,
yeah,
at that point, that kind of hurt Cam. Cam being out those
definitely.
5 days, couldn't be there. It killed it. Now, I think if he would have been there those 5 days, Cam would have been the week one starter, but he just wouldn't have held the job for that
Yeah,
long.
yeah.
But that 5 days being missed, I think that hurt him a whole lot. He would never tell you that, but that's probably the truth, though,
Hey,
honestly.
it gave Mac Jones the opportunity to show that he can handle it, and apparently he did a good job. Plus, and these are the other parts about why I said Cam was not going to have that job. Apparently, Mac Jones had to teach Cam Newton the playbook, and then to hear another person said Cam Newton spends too much time listening to rap music, and that's why he came up. Like, okay,
honestly,
Boston people, that's it. I'm not even going to talk about it. Boston,
yeah, he didn't have a chance there, and honestly, he might. This might be the best situation for him not being there. Yeah. But that's a whole nother topic that we don't want to get into. But speaking of Mac Jones, he started in week 1. What do you expect for Mac Jones week 1? Do you expect good numbers? Like, what are you thinking he's going to do?
I don't think he's going to be that bad, but I also they say that with Mac Jones is going to open up the playbook. They're going to be doing more passing than they would have with. It's going to be more of a pass-oriented team than it would have been with Cam Newton.
Yeah,
I slightly believe that, in as much as Cam Newton's one of the things that made Cam Newton great was the use of his legs. So he was the dual threat quarterback. Mac Jones is not the dual threat guy for real. So I kind of buy into the logic, but I still don't go fully that this is going to be an all-out passing team. I think it's going to be still fairly run-heavy because he's still a rookie, and he's still going to do rookie things and make rookie mistakes. Do I think I think we've both been upfront. Not much care. The news in the offseason has been Mac Jones is the greatest thing since, well, I guess Tom Brady. But
yeah, that's what they're saying.
I'm not seeing it.
Me either.
I'm not seeing it yet, Ellie. Much like Josh Allen had to do, I'm gonna have to be convinced by seeing it on the field. And now I'm a Josh Allen believer. I am not anywhere near a Mac Jones believer. But
my problem with it is he in preseason he played against a lot of second, third, fourth guys that's probably not even a roster right now. He played against those guys in the preseason, so he looked good in the preseason because of that.
Right.
And even when he played some of the ones probably in practice, whatever, a lot of those guys weren't on the field the whole time. And I think the last preseason game he played against some of the ones I forgot who they played, but it's not like they're playing all 11 starters. Yeah. And that's the problem. Like, you're playing against second team corners and third team corners. When you're not playing against actually the number ones, it's a different ball game when you put that first team offense in there. I mean, the first team defense, it's a different ball game. It's going to be so much different when Sunday comes. The speed of the game is going to pick up so much for him when those first team guys come in because they're going to be able to read him like a book just running routes.
Right.
So we'll see. I don't know.
They play against the Dolphins week 1. The Dolphins have a pretty good defense. I think the most interesting thing out of that game would be who performs better between Mac Jones and second-year Tua coming out there. But I'm not really expecting to see a lot from either one of those guys. Here's your question, since it's go time. How many leagues did you draft Mac Jones in?
None.
Exactly. There we go. Same number.
Yeah, none.
Same number.
He wasn't even on my radar. Like
not even a little. Even after the Cam Newton news, I was like, no, I'm good.
But I ain't had a draft since the Cam Newton news, so I don't. But like tomorrow, I wouldn't draft him. I mean, he's a starter, but just other people out there. That's for me. That's better. So
better, yeah.
So.
What else you got in the news?
Mark Andrews signed a new deal.
Getting paid.
Definitely getting paid. 4 year, $56 million. I think it's $14 a year. I mean, he a top tight end. I mean, he deserves it.
He is pretty much the only guy Lamar Jackson throws to. So yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see if that changes this year.
There? No, well, Bateman's hurt. Yeah. Bateman's out the first 3 games.
Yeah.
Scared, not scared Terry, but
Marquise Brown, Hollywood.
Brown, Hollywood Brown is out. He might not play week 1.
Yeah.
So he really don't got nobody with Sammy Watkins and Mark Andrews.
Who's gonna be hurt soon himself. So.
He's gonna be hurt soon too. So
yeah. So,
I mean,
it's
not only the problem with that is he's touchdown dependent.
Yeah.
You're paying him $14 million to be touchdown dependent. He's sharing the tight end reps with other tight ends.
Yeah.
So unless they gonna just make him the quote unquote passing tight end, then I get it. But he's touchdown dependent for me because last year it showed that he was touchdown dependent because he didn't really do much.
I mean, the look at Lamar Jackson. While even in his good years, he doesn't throw for a whole lot of yards. And so by default, his tight ends and wide receivers aren't going to have a whole lot. So everyone on that team is touchdown dependent because that's the nature of they're a running team, and
definitely.
There's no question about that. So yeah, for fantasy guys, I think I drafted Mark Andrews in one league. Yeah, I drafted him in one league, but I didn't really want to. It's one of those. Okay, who else is out there? I guess I go with Mark Andrews. So yeah,
I mean that's probably the best choice that was left. Yeah. So I get it. I mean you gotta do what you gotta do. But speaking of signing a deal, Le'Veon is back in the league.
Stay with the Ravens because that's what I want to talk about.
With that Baltimore Ravens team,
there's some sort of bad voodoo in the water up in here in Baltimore because J.K. Dobbins goes out, Justice Hill goes out. I was like, protect yourselves. I picked up Gus Edwards in one league after that news, and now they're bringing in Le'Veon Bell. I saw Le'Veon Bell last year with the Chiefs. Okay. Fantasy wise, to me, I think he's completely irrelevant. Plus, he's on the practice squad. Anyway, and what was the other guy they have in Todd? Because there's a
Tyson.
Tyson.
Johnson. I seen the name. Yeah. Tyson Johnson. Yeah. I seen the name earlier. They saying that he was, but I ain't gonna say no names. But somebody dropped Jamar Chase.
To pick him up.
To pick up Le'Veon Bell today.
Hold on, I gotta go. Is this the league I'm in? Because I'm about to.
No.
No. I'm about to say
no. I already picked him up.
I'm about to put the standby screen on. Like, hold up, I got some editing to do. Someone really picked up Le'Veon Bell. Did they not see him with the Chiefs last year?
Look.
Okay.
We both know who it is. Just put it like that.
Okay.
I ain't gonna put my man out like that, but that was probably a suspect move. I wouldn't have made that move, but I swooped in and picked him up though. Don't worry about it. I got him for you. If you need him later, I got you. I'm gonna need some back in return though. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, quick too.
Wow.
Snatched him up quick. I was like, whoa. Okay. All right.
Okay.
And I say he dropped Jamar Chase for this?
For Le'Veon Bell.
Okay. Yeah.
Fantasy people, that is the kind of stuff you don't do. In this last minute. But it brings up a point, right? And since we're talking, we're on news. So feel free to answer this question later when we get off the news and go to the last minute prep. But this is my teaser for your last minute prep. If you did your job during the draft, you don't have a lot of prep to do.
Nope. Sure don't.
There we go. I'll leave that until we get to it. But wow.
And we got a slogan how we do ours. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go back to news because I am highly upset that I didn't see that.
It is not in your league, but I promise you, I'll tell you off camera who it was.
Okay.
Tyrod Taylor is the week 1 starter.
I don't care.
But
right,
Deshaun Watson is on the roster, and they're gonna keep him on the roster, and they're gonna pay him $10.5 million this year to be on the roster. I don't understand it. The guy is not he's not going through any suspension right now. He's not on the exemption list.
I think that's the craziest part of this story to me.
Why are you not playing him?
Well, I know why they're not playing him. The fact that he's not on the fact that the NFL has just been like hands off, is the part that's weird to me. I see not playing him because nobody wants that smoke in today's era. you know,
Yeah, I get it.
hashtag Me Too,
Yeah,
believe what women say, and I'm all for that. But the issue is who wants to have that unnecessary pain, because the whoever plays Deshaun Watson on the team, they are gonna see protests from here to tomorrow. Nobody needs that kind of negative attention on their team. So I see what the Texans are doing. I'm a little bit shocked. I think they probably want Roger Goodell to put him on this list, right? Because
they're not though.
they have to
He's
be
not.
rooting for him to do something with it, but it's just standing as it is.
Here's my theory.
Yeah,
This is what I think. I think they're not playing him because I think they want to trade him. But they want to trade. They want everything to get cleared first,
right.
and then trade him because they don't want to kill. See, they don't want to kill his value. They think they can get all these picks and players for him, when really they can't because his
Not right
value
now.
is not at this point. It's shot. His value is shot at this point. You'll be lucky to get two first rounders for him right now.
Right.
So, and they trying to get the house in the boat for him, and it's not going to work. I just don't understand the whole. Basically, you're paying him to go away,
But not go away because he's still there.
but not go away. But he's
Yeah.
still there.
That just
I don't get it.
they're just I think all they're doing is just kicking the can down the road and just saying it
They
is what it is for now. Like you said, they're not going to get proper trade value from for now because just like they don't want to put him as the starter, nobody else really wants to either, and so they're just kicking it down the road until he's either cleared or he's out of the
But
league,
see, but
no longer
I
able to
don't,
play, and so they're
I
just
don't think he's
buying
going on
time.
the Zipson list though. That's the thing. I don't think if they don't find. Honestly, I feel like Houston handled this the wrong way since the beginning. Goodell handled this the wrong way since the beginning. If they was gonna do anything, they should have did this a month ago
Yeah,
or 2 weeks ago
but
before the season
they're
started.
waiting for the legal system to play out. But the legal system has told them we're not playing this out anytime soon. So
They just started
yeah,
doing the criminal charges or whatever you want to say.
yeah,
They just started looking into it anyway a week ago, two
yeah.
weeks ago. So it's like you already knew that it was gonna run past the start of the season when all this should have been done a long time ago. If y'all wanted to trade him or he wanted to play, see, but I think they honestly, I think what they're doing is they're punishing him because he's coming to practice
Well,
every day.
yeah, but he does. He said he doesn't want to play for them, and so
That's the
so
thing. They're
why would
punishing him
they
because
reward him to play somewhere? So right now, because and we talked about this before, the ink is not dry on his contract. So right now they're like, look, we're not playing you. You don't want to play with us. You're not playing for anyone else either. We're not gonna trade you to go play somewhere else for a lower value than what we think you're worth. So right
yeah.
now, yeah, they're just gonna let him sit there and rot until he's unrotted. Like I said, the only thing about the whole story that's odd to me is the fact that Goodell has not done anything with it, as far as like putting him on an exemption list. Because I thought that's where this was headed.
That's what I
Apparently,
thought too.
apparently not.
Now,
But let's talk
the,
about fantasy football importance. Are
I
you
just want
drafting
to.
Tyrod Taylor?
No, I'm not. I just want to say this
Yeah,
though.
go ahead.
Are they putting him on a sideline dressed in a uniform?
I don't see
But
why you would.
because he's on a 53-man roster.
Yeah, but maybe as the third quarterback in case of like super emergency. But that's
But
about
that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. But is he in a uniform on Sunday as the third emergency quarterback?
I wouldn't. I would not. I wouldn't even have him traveling with the team. I wouldn't do anything with him.
Okay.
No. So no Tyrod. You're saying?
No Tyrod. I'm not messing with Tyrod. I think Davis Mills is gonna take that job at some point because Tyrod. If you go back into Tyrod's history, with Cleveland, he got benched. With Buffalo, he got benched for Josh Allen.
Yep.
He got benched for
He got benched in Baltimore.
in Baltimore. He got benched in Cleveland. So he's more of a guy that will get you started, but
he's not a long-term solution.
No. Mills is gonna get in because they're gonna be losing so much. They just want to see what they got in him, so they're gonna bring him in, David Mills in, just to see what they got. I don't think he's gonna be the long-term starter person. I think I'm giving them 4 weeks, the first 4 games, because they're gonna probably go on 4.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, well, it's time for a new quarterback, and David Mills is gonna come in. That's gonna be because he's the backup quarterback right now.
And this is definitely possible. We've seen it happen. The doctors on the side are gonna stab Tyrod Taylor in the other lung, and then David Mills gets in because apparently there's just never a way for Tyrod to be the starter. Welcome Keith Stewart to the show. He says that Deshaun Watson will be a healthy scratch.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
what I would do as well. I don't want any of that action. Like I said, I wouldn't even have him travel with the team. Pay him only because you have to until something is done higher up. But that's all I do.
Yeah. Let's talk Dallas, Tampa Bay, Thursday, start of the season. We got football.
Yes,
we got real football. Thursday night, Dallas versus Tampa Bay. My question for you is, I need to know, what are you looking for in that game? I need everything.
I'm looking to see Dak Prescott.
What do you expect?
I have Dak in. I finally got him in one. We talked about Dak a lot in the offseason. I finally was able to draft Dak in one league, and I'm excited to see what he can do. I'm hoping he's healthy, and I'm hoping that he starts off this year like he did last year.
Okay.
As far as the receivers, they're all good for Dallas. So CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, even though he drops balls and he left Oakland, so I hold grudges.
Yes, you do.
and even Michael Gallup, I think, has some fantasy value as their third option. I'm also excited to see what Ezekiel Elliott, because Ezekiel Elliott wasn't bad last year, but he was not Ezekiel Elliott. Right,
he's a slim down version this year. Yeah. He lost 10 pounds, and
he has a good quarterback, and I think that was one of the things that hurt him the most. And he knows that Tony Pollard is there to challenge
take his
him.
job.
So yeah, he got to get back to Zeke. On the other side of the ball, Tom Brady. I'm looking to see Brady be Brady. The spotlights are on him, and I talked about all the great wide receivers for the Cowboys. You got the same thing. This is gonna. Hey, if you got wide receivers and quarterbacks in this game, you better doggone be playing them, because we know Dallas has no defense as far as the secondary. Everybody passes on Dallas and does so successfully. And so I'm thinking this game is going to be lights out action and fun. What are you looking to see?
It's going to be a barn burner.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the only thing I think Dak is going to have to kind of shake off a little rust, because he hasn't played any of the preseason.
I'm worried. But I think the fact they said that his thing might linger through the year. So I'm ready. Like you said, he hasn't been in the preseason, so I'm ready to see how he.
They saying he's ready to go. He looked healthy, but I still think the rust. I mean, obviously he went through OTAs and in training camp, but I think he hasn't played in a preseason game. At least Brady played in the preseason game. He took some hits. He was there. So, but Brady don't need much preseason like that. So, I just think it's going to be good. And Dallas, like, the defense is supposed to be better this year, but we're going to see. That's the big question. But Tampa Bay has a really good defense.
Yeah.
And I have Tom Brady in a couple leagues, and I hope he shred Dallas defense personally. Because I'm going to
be disappointed if he doesn't.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to be very disappointed if he doesn't. I think he's going to.
Are you interested in seeing the Tampa Bay backfield to see how that committee goes?
Not even.
Because we talked about players that aren't who might be available. There's them. I don't know. No.
I don't honestly. I think this is going to be a pass-heavy team. I mean, when Antonio Brown, you got Godwin, you got Evans, you got Gronk. It's just, I mean, the only person that benefits out of that backfield is probably Jones, because he can catch out the backfield. Leonard Fournette
is Leonard Fournette out of the backfield.
He can catch, but like they got.
But they put in Giovanni Bernard to do that same thing, right? So
exactly. So it's too many. if you go in the pecking order, the running backs are probably the
Right.
last people to even see the ball. Like you
Right.
got Mike Evans is probably number one, Godwin's two, Gronk is probably three. It's a battle for three with Gronk
Yeah.
and Antonio Brown. So those guys are really before you even get to them. No, I'm not seeing nothing with the running backs
Yeah.
at all. I don't think they're gonna pass a lot. I think it's gonna be a shootout though, personally, because Dallas is gonna have to they're gonna have to make it a shootout for them to be in the game
Yeah.
because their defense is bad. So we're gonna see. I think it's gonna be fun though, man. I'm just glad they have football back, man. Like real football, it's gonna be crazy, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna be on the phone,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Sir.
talking,
Hey,
going.
speaking of which, are you ready to make a prediction? We have the 40-second play clock returning this weekend, but the Thursday night games aren't included. Do you got a prediction of who's winning that game?
I'm going Tampa.
Smart man.
I'm going Tampa.
I'm going Tampa as well.
Yeah, I think Tampa gonna pull it out, but I think, like I said, I think it's gonna be a shootout.
Okay.
Dak gonna have to put up 400 yards
Yeah.
because
I hope so.
you know me too. But I mean, it's good for me too because Tom gonna have to come out and come right back at him. So I think at the end of the day,
Hey,
I think
I've got Tom Brady in. Let me look at my list. I got Tom Brady in two leagues, one a regular league and one a best ball league. I've
mhm,
got Dak Prescott in one, so I'm with you. I'm looking for this thing to
yeah.
be, of course, based off my past experiences. Whenever I expect that, it doesn't happen. So
Well, I
we'll
mean, it's
see.
the first now. This is the
Yeah,
first game of the year. Do you see any rust just in general? Because last year it was kind of bad, but it was a COVID going into with no training camp, no
right.
OTAs. I think this year these guys are gonna come in and they're gonna start off
Yeah, I think
ready to
they should
go.
be much better. Now,
Yeah,
speaking of COVID, of course, Tom Brady told the world that he got
yeah,
COVID after the parade. That's what they
yeah.
get for beating Kansas City. But he got COVID after the parade, and he says he thinks COVID is going to be a bigger issue this year. Do you buy into that, or
No, I think the way they controlling it now, as far as it's only gonna be an issue for the guys that's not vaccinated,
right?
honestly. Because if you think about it, the guys that's vaccinated, all you have to do is get two negative tests in 24 hours, and you're back on the field.
Yeah,
For a guy that's not vaccinated, you have to sit out for 10 days.
right.
So literally, that's not a full 2 weeks, but it's kind of like
But
missing.
it's yeah,
It's 2 weeks in a way.
f-
So I think at the end of the day, I think for vaccinated guys, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be normal. I think it'll be. Speaking of that, I think the teams that are 100% vaccinated are gonna be better this year than the teams
yeah,
that are not. Like you have teams like Dallas and Washington that are not even 80% vaccinated, and again, they probably gonna struggle with keeping guys on the field because of the
yeah,
fact that these guys don't want to get it. But I mean, I don't want to say being selfish, but in a way it is because you're not caring about your teammate and trying to do the right thing for your team. So that could be an issue. So if Tom can get it, and we all know about Tom, anybody can get it.
yeah.
So yeah, you get my drift, right?
Indeed, indeed.
Yes, that's what. Yes. Um, Saquon, they say he will be ready week one, but on limited steps. If you drafted him high, are
Right.
you playing him this week?
That's one of the things we talked about. Our we did our tiers ranking, and
Hmm.
we had Saquon Barkley in that top tier of running back still. Uh, a bit surprised, but not completely, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh, he did not stay in that from the drafts. He was still a first rounder, but he
Oh
was in the
yeah.
second half of the first round.
Hmm.
People were bypassing Saquon. I got Saquon in one league, and I was like completely not expecting. I got let's see, where was it? I ended up getting Saquon Barkley in one of my leagues. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, like at the very end at the very end of the first round, and I think it's because, like you said, he's going to be on limited snaps going in. There was
Yeah.
at first a concern that he might not even play the first 3 week until like week 3 or so. And quite frankly, the Giants aren't good. So I mean, they're like really really bad,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and so I think there's gonna be. I say like this: if Saquon Barkley can be anywhere near what it used to be, you probably got a very good steal in the
Yeah.
draft, right?
Definitely.
Because he slipped so much more than I think we were expecting him to. Um, how do you fit? Did you get? Do you have any Saquon?
Have no Saquon.
Was that by
Didn't get a
design
chance.
or was it just?
No, no, I didn't. If he would have fell to me, I would have got him, but
Yeah.
just didn't happen for me. I mean, honestly, I have a rule of thumb.
Mm-hmm.
I would start him personally. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
even on limited snaps, I think he's probably better than the running back you will play ahead of
Right.
him. So I think honestly, even if he got say 15 carries, of that 15 carries, he could probably do a little bit more than that your average
Mm-hmm.
running back on those 50 carries if he's fully healthy. If he's a Saquon that we all know
Right.
on 15 carries, I think he can do a lot with 15 carries.
And I
I'm just
think
saying.
that's like going back to the point of why he failed. People, I don't think have confidence that they're gonna
Hmm.
see a lot from him. Welcome Nita to the show. Yeah, just right. We didn't do tomorrow because we both have more drafts to do. So yeah, we
Yeah,
covered a little bit early. So thanks
yeah.
for joining in with us. Um,
I mean
they got the Giants at Denver.
that Denver defense,
Yeah.
man, is good, man. I like that Denver defense,
Yeah.
man.
Well, it's not at Denver. I'm sorry. It's actually in Denver, but I meant they were playing Denver. But
Yeah,
yeah, against that defense,
that defense is good. Von Miller, Chubb. I mean, but I don't know, man. It's just like for me, I would play him. Just
I
it
think
it really it really depends on what other running back you're putting in his place on your roster.
you still drafted him in the first round, or maybe if you're drafted with certain people, you got him early in the second round. He's a high draft pick. So
Yes.
you mentioned it. You alluded to it earlier. We have our motto: play your studs. Until
Yeah.
proven otherwise, Saquon Barkley
Got to
is a
play him.
stud. So yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you. You definitely play him.
I mean, you got to play him. You can't because you're gonna regret it if you got him on the bench and he go for
Right.
a lot of
That's
points.
that's that's the uncertainty of that first week. You don't know what people are gonna do. There's all those question marks, but you know,
I mean, but
you go with the fact that you put a very early draft pick in on this guy,
but
whether
again,
he's on limited. Unless, only way you're not playing him if they tell him we're not playing Saquon at all. That's the only time you bench him.
if you think about it this way, if you go about your draft the right way and you go basically off what you're trying to do, like you said earlier, you
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have to make any changes that's like immediate. You should
Right.
just go because honestly, you're drafting to fill your starters first, and then you're drafting to fill your
Your
bench
bench. Right.
because you got to go for your starters first. So you already know in your mind, okay, I'm drafting this guy to start. I'm drafting this guy to start. I'm drafting this guy to start. And then once you get past that, okay, now you're filling your bench. And you may come away with a steal or two at the end, but you already know, yeah, but I'm gonna start this guy
Mm-hmm.
because I know for a fact this is who I want to start. Now, if you got a defense or a kicker or a defensive player, those players are interchangeable every week in my
Yeah.
eyes. Um, so if you found somebody that's a little bit better on defense, then by all means you can change them out. But your skill players, quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, you picking those guys early, like a Saquon, you can want to put them in the lineup. For me, that's the way you got to do it. For
Yeah.
me, so that's what I think. But if I would start them, but that's just me.
Well,
So
like I said, that should be everybody. And
yeah,
if you're not, you're not doing it right. So
Well, the question for this? The next question is: Are you starting DeAndre Swift? Because they're saying he's going to be ready for Week 1. Um, and do you start him? I'm not a big fan of Swift.
yeah,
Swift is going to share the load. I just don't like it, man.
I only have DeAndre Swift in one league, and much like I said about Mark Andrews, it was more so because he was the best available guy at the time. Am I gonna start him in that league? Probably, I will. I was not expecting to have the opportunity, but
Yeah.
he's a guy. I go with the same philosophy. I drafted him as a starter, so I'm gonna see what he do until he tells me otherwise. I see we got MPX 1606. Tell me what you think of this scene. Quarterback is Jalen Hurts. Running backs Antonio Gibson. We love that guy. David Montgomery. I love that guy. We got Keenan Allen at wide receiver. Roy Woods, Amari Cooper, and tight end, the greatest tight end in all the league, Travis Kelce.
So,
Yeah.
actually like this roster.
Uh-huh.
I love Gibson. Anybody that listens to our podcast, I'm a huge fan of Gibson. You're more of a fan of Montgomery than me, but Montgomery's not a bad second running back. Keenan Allen, love him.
Yeah.
Love me Keenan Allen. Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp. Well, Robert Woods, and is that Cooper Kupp?
No, that's I'm assuming that's Amari Cooper. At least that's what I
Okay,
was
well,
assuming. I
okay.
would hope it's Amari Cooper only because I'm not a fan of having two wide receivers on the
Teammates.
same
Yeah,
team.
that's what I was
Teammates.
thinking.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
okay, but if you got Keenan Allen, Robert Woods, and Amari Cooper, that's not bad. Keenan Allen is a baller, bro. Like Robert Woods is gonna get you a bunch of stuff going.
Yeah.
And I like Amari Cooper. I got Amari Cooper.
Out of
Only
curiosity, I want to know who your backup quarterback is.
That's what I was about to say. Like, who is your other option at quarterback?
Yeah, just because we are wait and see guys on Jalen Hurts.
Hurts, yeah.
Yeah, okay, he's confirming that it is Amari Cooper. Good job.
Okay.
Yeah, just out of curiosity. But yeah, this is definitely a good squad. I like it. We got while we wait for that answer, of course, we got Shaq in his show. We talked about Mike Evans earlier. You'd be happy to know that.
Yes.
So what's up? He said last night a dude had the #1 overall pick and drafted Travis Kelce.
Kelce. Wow. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess he did lead the league in scoring. I mean, yards last year. So I'm not mad at. I wouldn't be mad at it. I guess. I don't know. Like,
let's ask our producer. Travis Kelce is the #1 overall pick. What do you think? Oh, you can't. Y'all probably can't hear her, but she actually did it as well for one of her squads. Here's my philosophy on the #1 pick. There's not a fantasy book. There's not anyone's gonna tell you to make a pick like that for your #1 pick, and there's a lot of reasons why.
yeah.
What I say, and this is my rule. #1 is fantasy, so have some fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. But #2 is get the guys that you want.
Yeah, sometimes you got to read.
Oh, now she's loud. And so here's the thing. If you're going to use your first pick on the overall pick on the tight end, there is no other choice other than Travis Kelce. And then you fill in the rest. Now, traditionally, you want to go like a running back or something.
Running back, yeah.
But here's my thing. First picks don't work out a lot. And that's in the NFL. How about all the people that drafted Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley last year? How did that work out for them? Exactly.
Yeah, I mean.
And so, for me, it's whatever.
I mean, honestly,
Jack also says that he had the last or second to last pick in every draft. I was with him in one of those drafts near the back. Yeah, I had it was insane. I had like spots 7 through 9 in almost every draft I was in. I had a couple of first picks. So.
Okay, so he said his quarterbacks he doesn't have a backup.
Oh,
but he said he got his good options on the waiver wires: Tua, Carr, and Winston.
Tua,
Now,
I'm much on the same wait and see kind of philosophy with, like I am on. I like Jalen Hurts, and I think Jalen Hurts is going to be good.
yeah,
I wasn't willing to go out there on my own, and because for my teams, I like to go with guys that I've seen more. I like proven veterans at quarterback.
yeah,
I like Derek Carr this year, but if you don't know, I'm a Raiders fan. I'm very biased.
very, very much.
And now,
Yes,
but I would say Derek Carr is always good for 4,000 yards. He just needs to get his
I,
touchdown numbers up. I like Jameis Winston now that he
I
is the
love.
starter. Uh,
I
yeah,
would put honestly, I would pick up
yeah,
Jameis
I would too.
and
That's
start him over Hurts. With the lineup that you have, I would start him over Hurts. I'm starting famous Jameis over Hurts because they're gonna throw the ball. They're gonna throw the ball
right.
all day long.
I'm
I
going
mean,
to contradict you on that, but I'm gonna let you
okay,
finish first.
they're gonna throw the ball
Yeah,
all day. They're gonna air it out. I mean, Kamara is gonna get passes out of the backfield. He's not a in between the tackles running back, and they just cut their backup running back today.
yeah,
So they're gonna air it out all day long. Just on the fact, and I would love to know the points for a quarterback in that league.
and
Um,
you just got to my contradicting you
so
point,
it,
right?
but if it's a heavy points for quarterback, I am definitely going Jameis Winston with that lineup that you have right there. That is a winning lineup with Jameis Winston.
Yep, that is a winning lineup with almost any quarterback.
But
Here's why and you already hit on the point. It depends on your point system in your
yeah, it
league.
depends on the point.
Because
Yeah,
what you're gonna get with Jalen Hurts is you're also gonna get the legs. He's gonna put up some rushing numbers as
I
well
mean,
as his passing numbers. I also go with the fact of we were both we had an asterisk by Jameis Winston on the fact that we don't know what Sean Payton has in his mind, what he's going to be doing with Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill's not the starter, but it's still one of those situations. If Michael Thomas was there, then I would say no doubt.
I
I
still,
definitely go Jameis Winston.
I
Michael
still,
Thomas is out. I'm going Jalen Hurts on that one.
I still the PPR
MPX
league.
tries about that. He feel like Jalen Hurts has that 100-yard rushing, one rushing touchdown, and that's that. I agree with that 100%. I think just by hold up, breaking news and thought just popped in my head. Who is Philadelphia playing this week? The Atlanta Falcons that have zero defense. Jalen Hurts, stop playing.
I mean, still it's a
It's
PPR
a
league.
PPR league. I see that. Jalen
So
Hurts, stop playing.
it's a PPR league, and if it's a PPR
Jalen
league, he's
Hurts,
more than likely getting a
stop
point per
playing.
reception. He's
Jalen
probably getting a
Hurts.
point every 15, 20 yards. Jameis is gonna throw for 300 yards, bro, and he's gonna throw for 300 yards easy. And I'm telling you, they're gonna throw the ball. The only hookup with that is they may bring in a Taysom Hill every now and then, but they probably treat it like a Drew Brees situation. I would go Jameis on it.
All I can
I would
hear
just
is Jalen Hurts in my ears, so I don't know.
okay.
It might be my
We we
headphones
we
messing
we're
up.
gonna disagree on this one, but with that
We gonna
lineup,
disagree. Look, like I said, I'm not a big Jalen Hurts guy for myself, only because I don't like young guys at my quarterback spot. But if you drafted him, you go with him because
yeah,
it's the Falcons. Come on, if Jalen Hurts can't do good in this game, then you need to bench him for Jameis the rest of the season. That's
I'm
all I'm
just saying.
saying.
I still would pick up Jameis anyway because
Oh yeah,
Jameis
still
gonna
pick him up. Definitely
pick
pick
up
up Jameis
Jameis.
because Jameis
Yeah,
Winston. Jameis Winston is one of those because there was so much confusion because Sean Payton didn't make a decision. A lot of people got Jameis real late in their drafts,
yeah.
and
I'm telling you,
that could be a steal for a lot of people. But this week, play Jalen Hurts and find out what you got with him.
I say play Jameis.
Don't listen to him. I'm always right.
No, but whatever.
All right, let's keep it rolling.
So we talking about so we didn't have multiple drafts. We still got a couple going. With some guys that's left out there that could actually help a team that hasn't been drafted. And I got one man. He just been sticking out for me the last couple of days, man. And I'm hesitant to pick him up
Okay.
because I just don't know what he's gonna do right now, and I don't know the wide receiver situation.
Okay.
Rondale Moore is very intriguing
Pick him up.
for me.
Yeah, I actually picked. Hold on, did I do it yet? Hold on, I don't want to get my secret. Cause I know I was looking at him in one league, and you're in this league, so I gotta go. Back and check
He's
my
out. No,
rosters.
he's out there.
Okay, so
You
you
pick
don't
him
know
up
which
yet.
league it is. It could be several leagues. We play in like 4 different leagues together, 3, 4.
I'm just telling you, I seen it early.
But yeah, I saw Rondale Moore in one league, and I was going to pick him up. Uh, I don't know whether I pushed it. From your expression, I might not have pulled the trigger on it. But here's the deal with him, right?
Okay.
Pecking order with the wide receivers is your fear because there's, of course, Nuke there. He's the number one on any team just because he's Nuke. AJ Green is there, and he's supposed to be the second one. AJ Green is 177 years old.
177.
So there's that fear at first, but at some point, AJ Green's going to be hurt again because that's who he's become. I mean, I love AJ Green. He did me fantasy justice for many years, but at some point, the writing's on the wall. He's not. I don't think AJ Green is a reliable guy. You can have for your team. So you got to go to the young guys. That leaves Christian Kirk and Rondale Moore. Rondale Moore is doing returns, from what I understand, and I think he's better than Christian Kirk because we've been waiting for Christian Kirk to be good for years, right?
He ain't did nothing. So yeah,
last year was because I was a big Christian Kirk guy for several years, and last year was it for me. I was like, after that, Christian Kirk, he's dead to me until he proves that he can be good. So Rondale Moore is are you picking up Rondale Moore while I'm talking?
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? I'm not doing anything over here.
Look, focus on the show.
What are you talking about? I'm not doing anything. I'm reading my notes. Man, what you talking about? Man, y'all over here. Lord.
You're full of it.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
If I go to this and I see it, we gonna fight later. Another comment coming in from NPX 1606. It says it thinks his bench has some sleepers. Javonte Williams, I was not that huge on because of the Melvin Gordon issue. Okay. He's grown on me. Because we talked about how things changed from the beginning of the draft to the end. The more and more I look and read about Javonte Williams, I still think Melvin Gordon is going to be a thorn in his side and limit his potential. But yeah, I think Javonte Williams, before the season is out, I can't tell you which week this is going to be, I think Javonte Williams becomes the dominant guy in that backfield.
I think Javonte Williams is going to start because they're already doing it. They saying it's 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to get a lot of the carries early because they don't want to really use – they want to use Javonte Williams for real. That's what they really want to use. Corey Davis. I like Corey Davis. I know you're not a fan of the Jets.
No. I'm going to let you finish, but get to this.
Corey Davis is going to do a lot of work this year. Zach Wilson, that's his favorite target.
Once again, at the beginning of the off season when we was starting to put our tiers together, I told people don't draft any receivers on the Jets. In fact, don't even draft players on the Jets. Zach Wilson has been winning me over in the preseason. And Corey Davis, I think, is going to benefit from it. I actually have Corey Davis in 2 of my leagues, and I even had Jamison Crowder in 2 leagues because, Zach Wilson made me a believer. I still think the Jets are going to suck, but I don't care. They're going to suck. They're going to be throwing the ball around a lot because they suck. And so, Corey Davis, I think, is a nice sleeper pick. I like Michael Gallup, probably a little bit less than the other names on the list, only because he's the third heel. But I still think that he's going to be able to give you a nice bye week fill in and, some good bench support. And Marquise Callaway, I'm huge on. He's been a star for the preseason as long as Michael Thomas is out. And even when Michael Thomas gets back, I think there's still going to be a place for Marquise Callaway. But for those first few weeks, in fact, if you believe the rumors that they're going to eventually trade Michael Thomas, then you got Marquise Callaway for the whole year. And I like those are your bench wide receivers. Yeah, I think you got you. at least one of those picks is going to turn out to be a stud.
Yeah, I would honestly,
Probably
if you,
more than one, but yeah.
I like Javonte Williams, I like Corey Davis, I like Callaway, but if you could get somebody like a Jalen, even like a Rondé Moore,
I
a
thought you were about to say
Rondé
my man
Moore,
Jalen Waddle.
no, like a Jalen, I'm sorry, a Rondé Moore
Okay.
could be somebody that could be a little bit better than Michael Gallup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tyrell Williams. I know Detroit doesn't sound like the greatest place right now for receivers, but Tyrell Williams is the number one receiver there, and they're gonna be losing, and they're gonna get a bunch of throws. They're gonna be down by a lot. So in a sense, you gotta think about it. You gotta think about garbage time points because they're gonna be losing a lot. I mean, I mean, Jalen Rigger's another one. He's supposed to come along somehow this year, but
Before you go to Jalen Rigger, can I interrupt you and say Terrell Williams is worthless? as,
don't listen
as
to
a
him
Raiders,
because
look,
don't
he was
don't
in
listen.
Oakland for 2 years and played every bit of 3 games.
Don't
And
listen to him because he
his
is
best days were in
notorious.
San Diego, and those days weren't that great. Now,
He's an
I will go with the fact that, yeah, Terrell Williams is the number
number
one
one.
wide receiver.
Who else they
So,
throwing to? They cut Brashad Perriman, like literally, like he couldn't make the Detroit Lions. Like they cut him. He's gonna be literally the number one. He's gonna get all of the targets because they're gonna be
until
losing.
he's hurt, and he's hurt now. so
So therefore,
it's only
they
a
say he's
matter of
playing-
time before
they
he's
say
gonna
he's
be
playing
out
week 1.
for the look.
He's ready.
As a person who's watched Terrell Williams for the past few years, go for it.
Anybody
Draft-
knew?
Put him on your team
Anybody
if you
new
want to.
that's watching this podcast, it is 2 things about me and him. He is a homer for the Raiders,
And you are a homer for the Niners.
and I'm a homer for the Niners.
Okay.
He despises anybody that did the Raiders wrong.
Yes, I
Ask
did.
him about Antonio Brown. He will
Antonio
cut
Brown
you.
is dead to me. He's not even alive.
Thank you. You just proved my point. He will cut you if you say anything about Antonio Brown.
I'm not
That's
gonna
all I'm
cut you.
saying.
I'm just gonna call you an idiot if you like Antonio Brown. That's all.
And look, he gonna get mad when I say Nelson Aguilar is gonna have a good year. for
No,
New
I
England.
love Nelson Aguilar. No.
Okay.
Because here's the difference. Nelson Aguilar came into Las Vegas. I have to get used to saying that. And he put in work. I actually considered drafting Aguilar in a couple of leagues for like my last pick. And so that's actually a name I was going to throw out there as a guy that's still out there potentially.
That you can pick up. And
However, he comes with a
pick
warning.
him up.
He had
See, that's what I'm talking about, people.
This is just truth. If you watched him with the Eagles, what was Nelson Aguilar? Horrible.
I'm just telling you.
So yeah, one good year with Oakland. I still said you roll on it. Like I said, I was gonna do it with my last pick with some of my leagues, but I never did. I didn't end up drafting him at all. But I'm not mad at Nelson Aguilar. So he gets love, but I just don't think one. Here's the 2 reasons I didn't go with Nelson Aguilar. One, at the time I thought it was gonna be Cam Newton. And I was like, okay, nah. and because he threw 8 touchdowns last year. And 2, if it wasn't him, it was going to be Mac Jones. And I'm not a big Mac Jones person. So I don't think that Nelson Aguilar is going to have a year like he did last year because he doesn't have a quarterback like Derek Carr. All right, let's see. We got Justin joining us. He has thoughts, asking thoughts on this 10-man team. PPR. Matthew Stafford, love him. We got Trey Lance. I'll let you
love
get
him.
on that one. Okay?
Love him.
Justin Fields. So those are the quarterbacks. I think I've been leading the parade all offseason. Why isn't Justin Fields the starter? Matt Nagy is going to get himself fired if he doesn't get Justin Fields out there. So we don't know when Justin Fields or Trey Lance are going to become starters, but they both will be. But you have Matthew Stafford, so you're good with there. He's going to be lights out, and he's going to have the best team in the NFC West. Don't let this guy tell you otherwise. Running backs, Aaron Jones. I'm a big Aaron Jones fan. I told y'all that last year. James Robinson, Javonte Williams, we just talked about. Rojo, I'm kind of on him. But we so far down the list, I don't think it matters. I think that's he's what, 1, 2, 3. Your 4th running back. Roach,
Yeah, that's
yeah, he's not a bad fourth running back.
yeah.
That we were talking earlier in the show about that backfield. It is so convoluted, but we'll find out a little bit Thursday maybe on how good that pick comes out.
Yes.
Wide receivers, Tyreek Hill, of course, that's a great one. Julio Jones, I think, is JJ. Allen
Yeah.
Robinson, we're both big fans of. DJ
Love Allen
Moore,
Robinson.
I'm a big fan of.
I
Yo,
actually like DJ Moore.
here's the
I
crazy
do.
part. We had the debate last year about DJ Moore versus Robbie Anderson. I was a
Yeah.
big DJ Moore guy. This guy over here was more of a Robbie Anderson guy. It worked out well for both guys.
Yeah.
This year, guess how many in my 10 leagues I have so far, how many times did I draft DJ Moore? 0.
0.
How many times did I draft Robbie Anderson? Twice. And
Hey.
here's why.
Oh, no, Justin Jefferson.
JJ is Justin Jefferson. Oh, I actually like that even better.
So you got Tyreek, Justin Jefferson, and Allen Robinson,
Yo, somebody was
and DJ Moore.
You went wide receiver like heavy. I'm
Yo,
assuming.
I love this
like first
roster.
4 picks wide receivers. I'm not really sure. Maybe threw an Aaron Jones in there and then just went wide receiver,
So-
wide receiver, wide receiver. So yeah, you're stacked there.
you-
Jalen
so are
Waddle,
you-
I'm a big fan of. Gallup, we talked about before.
Yeah, he got Pitts.
Kyle Pitts, I like. I
Yeah, I
have
love
the Pats I have as the defense I drafted the most. And
Yeah.
kickers, we don't care about kickers. but
They're interchangeable.
Daniel Carson is one of the greatest kickers out there just because of the team he plays for.
Honestly, I like this roster.
I like this roster.
I like Stafford, because it's one quarterback. I like Stafford, and I'm pretty sure it's 2 running backs. I would go Aaron Jones and I would go Robinson.
Yeah, with Travis Etienne being out, I love James Robinson a lot.
Yeah.
But I would probably still try to package because you have too many good wide receivers. Unless your league starts 4, or you have a lot of flex spots.
Well, I mean,
I would probably try to
weeks.
package one of those wide receivers with, hey, maybe if Rojo has a good game and try to get a better running back option. But overall, I like that squad. The squad is good.
Well, my only concern with that is obviously we don't know when Fields coming in. We don't know when Lance coming in, so he doesn't have a reliable backup quarterback. But those guys are gonna play early. You just gotta hope
Right.
Matthew Stafford don't get injured. So that's the good thing about Matthew Stafford. He's gonna stay
If
upright.
Matt Nagy wants his job, he is going to start Justin Fields
He
very
needs
soon.
to, but he has to. Oh, definitely.
Oh, he says he has to start 2 running backs.
Yes, Aaron Jones, and you start in Robinson.
You're
And
good.
3
Don't
receivers?
get me wrong, but I would want a little more. Well, I say it like this: if Javonte Williams eventually comes along, but that's the thing. My philosophy, I always go running back heavy. It looks like you went wide receiver.
Receiver heavy, yeah.
And so,
But would you
for
would you
me,
package-
I'm comfortable with this. However, at some point, I think that running back depth might be a problem, unless Rojo is gonna somehow be the king of that back. Because, like I said, we're starting 2 running backs, Aaron Jones and James Robinson. They're solid, but
solid, yes.
you want your third guy to be, I think, a little bit more solid.
Well, would you package Rojo and somebody like DJ Moore
No, I love DJ
or
Moore too
Waddle?
much.
I mean, I'm just saying, like for him, I will package a Rojo and a Waddle.
I'm
to see
thinking
can
more
I-
so try to. I think Waddle is. I think that's one of the things you have to wait to see how the start
That's
of
the
the
way
season
he approach,
goes.
yeah.
But I'm thinking either Waddle or Gallup. Unless,
But I don't think you can
unless Waddle becomes what I said he would be, because the fact that Will Fuller can't play for a full season, and I think Devontae Parker is going to be hurt again. Then maybe you if you get a stud production out of Waddle, then maybe you package one of the other guys, like maybe get DJ Moore. But you don't trade a Justin Jefferson or a Tyreek Hill, obviously.
No,
I don't even trade
at all.
Allen Robinson. Those 3, you killed the game with your wide receivers.
Honestly, I would try to package either DJ Moore or Waddle with Rojo for a Mike Davis. Honestly, you see, can you
Right.
pull something like that off?
Yeah.
That way, you got a solid four running backs that you can put out
Yeah.
there because you're starting two, and you got two for your bad weeks, and I'm pretty sure you got a flex. So
Yeah. He asks. He says thanks, but thank you for the question. Thanks for watching.
also,
He says should he try to drop somebody to pick up a Michael Carter or a James White? For me,
Michael Carter, I like Michael Carter because
I'm not.
it's a bunch of backs
Yeah.
back there. But I will say this: in the I ain't gonna say long term, but like their first 5 games,
Mm-hmm.
I think that backfield is gonna separate a little bit for Michael Carter to take it over. But if you could try to make a trade to try to package a DJ Moore and probably like a Rojo and a Gallup I'm telling you, for trust and believe, Atlanta is going to be throwing it, and Mike Davis is going to get a lot of that out of the backfield. He's a three down back
Yeah,
out there, so I would try to package
if you
something
can
to
make
try to
that
get
kind
him.
of trade, yeah.
Yeah, try to package.
I'd say as far as dropping, I don't like Michael Carter or James White that much, and I don't like them for the same reason. They're both in very crowded backfields, so I kind of, especially if you have flex spots, I would rather stay with the wide receivers you have than pick up either one of those guys. Um,
Mm.
I'm not.
Yeah, package.
I'm not so convinced as you are that Michael Carter is going to separate from
I
that
think he
backfield.
is.
From what we've seen from Ty Johnson, I'm not so certain Ty Johnson won't be the best guy in that group. So for me, nah. I'm gonna
I
go with the trade.
mean,
I'm gonna try to package for the trade because I think you probably have more value there. You can get more
yeah,
value than you will because James White, while he's been Mr. Reliable, and it's hard to do that as a New England running back because Belichick can be very cruel to guys. He's in a crowded backfield with Damian Harris, and a guy I was gonna say this out there is Ramondre Stevenson, who I think is a
yeah.
stud.
I mean, but
in the preseason, he looked like he was the best running back out there. And so I have very limited expectations for Michael Carter and James White.
but if he's putting the lineup out there, and I'm
Yeah,
assuming it's one quarterback, so you got Stafford,
yeah,
Aaron Jones, Robinson, and then he's going Hill, Jefferson, A-Rob. I mean, you can't beat that. If you got a
yeah,
flex, you're going DJ Moore, and at
exactly.
tight end, you're going Pitts. I mean, that's the winning lineup right there.
Yeah,
I would just show up that, like I say, that fourth running back to see can you squeeze in. He said, I got one more lead to show you guys. 12-team PPR redraft. Show it to us,
yeah,
man. We
for
here.
certain, for certain.
We got time. We got time. We ain't going nowhere. You good for the night?
Hey man, let's do
Let's
it.
go.
Well, while
Also,
he's typing that in, you got any
just
other guys we need to be looking on the waiver wires for?
let's say this first. Anybody the guys that's like Justin, subscribe, like the page,
Oh yeah,
go to
definitely.
Facebook, Instagram. It's all up there. So definitely. I not really. I did have Russell Gage. I mean, he's more on his
Yeah.
sneaky end because we don't know what you're expecting from a Russell Gage just because Pitts is there.
Mm-hmm.
But he could be somebody that can kind of sneak in and kind of get some work done. Russ at one.
All right, let's see. We got Russell Wilson, of course. That's great. I like that. They gave 41.
Yeah, me too.
Mont, wide receiver Diggs, Cooper, Galladay, Pitts.
I like this. Look, he can draft, man.
Oh yeah.
He can definitely draft.
Here's yeah. I like this. I like this squad. Do I like it better than the other team?
Diggs, Mari, Gallup. The Gallup one is not. I don't really like Gallup too much. He stay hurt too much for me.
Yeah, but
Um,
Gallup is he's. Hold it, you said Galladay? You're talking about?
yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Galladay. Yeah,
Galladay.
Galladay stay
If
hurt too
he's
much.
healthy, which is never, then
Yeah,
that's good. You want? I was gonna say because of the strength at wide receiver, I think I kind of like the other team
T
a
better.
little
Yeah,
better. But this one, there's stuff to work with here. Going to the bench, I'm going to start there. Another guy I was going to say that's out there, I don't know how much I recommend it. I was going to say Philip Lindsay as a guy to wait and see what happens, because much like I felt about James White and Michael Carter, he's in the worst of the three as far as a
yes, he is.
As far as a running back by, they are running back by committee completely. So
he's not even.
But here's the thing about Philip Lindsay: he's a really good running back when given the chance, and I think he's one of those guys that can be a steal. So I like that if you have him on your bench and you wait and see, because we've seen David Johnson isn't what he used to be, and Mark Ingram is also 177 pick. So he said he got Galladay with the 78 pick. So yeah,
that's a good pick. That's good value. Then.
That's not good value. That's not bad.
Good value pick. So yeah.
Welcome Anthony Wilkins to the show. Looking at the other team on the.
I love his first team though. Lord, that first team, boy.
Yeah, I love
you
first.
Did your thing on that
like
first
this team.
Yeah.
I think the second team had some good points. I'm also going to talk about you got some like you mentioned Galloway. Now I'm talking about Galladay as an injury problem. Hunter Henry is another injury problem.
Yeah, that's another one.
But
Connor is another one. Connor get hurt.
I like Pitts as your tight end.
Love Pitts.
AB, I think that's Antonio Brown, maybe. For the flex spot. Yeah,
I will run.
This.
That's a tough one there, man. I mean, AB at the flex.
Yeah,
that ain't bad. It's just a lot of mouths to feed out there, though. Honestly, I love Diggs.
Yeah,
love Amari. That Galladay is the one that kind of.
I'm trying to see where you. Well, here's the deal. At least starting off the season, I think Callaway with the Saints might be a better starting option than Galladay, because he's gonna be the number one guy for that team as long as Michael Thomas is out. But if you want to roll with Galladay to see what you get with him, I'm not gonna argue against it. But I probably would start Callaway, would be my guess. Everywhere else, I think we're pretty good there.
You say what? For my 10-team league, which wide can I trade for Mustard? You probably can do Water. Water would be
what?
I mean, I wouldn't trade the other ones though, man. I would honestly thought you were
gonna say Gallup, because I know you're not a big Gallup.
No,
person.
I mean, because Gallup doesn't say he doesn't bring back the same value because he's the third receiver. At least you know Raheem's the number one running back until he gets hurt. But he's not bringing back that same.
Well,
I mean, honestly, DJ Moore. If you got Hill, Jefferson, Robinson, DJ Moore, that's your four right there. You start in three. I still would go. I'm going Mike Davis over Mustard, and the reason I say that, I'm a 49ers fan, because Trey Sermon's going to come in and get a lot of goal line carries. So if you can kind of make a move for a Mike Davis, I will make that move first. Try to make that. Don't get me wrong. Raheem is a good player. He gonna get his touches, but he's only gonna get about 10 to 15 touches a game, at best. Because Sherman gonna take a lot of the goal line carries. Honestly, I would try to go Mike Davis if you can squeeze him in. Man, honestly, if you can package.
Or maybe a Chase Edmonds, you might be able to.
Chase Edmonds.
He didn't go as high as I think we thought he was, but
I mean, if you want to go all out for real, you can do James Robinson in a water for somebody like a Eckler.
Oh,
I'm saying
not to me.
I'm just saying, think about it.
I say that only because one of the things we were going to talk about was players that we drafted a lot. I went very heavy on Austin Eckler. And
Eckler.
I'm not trading
I love Eckler.
I'm not trading Eckler for the world.
I mean, but honestly,
But yeah,
but Robinson,
but
Robinson
I'm with
James,
you. I would shoot higher than Raheem Mustard just because, like you
Mustard,
said,
yeah,
Trace. Speaking of which, the player I drafted the most, I said I had a surprise for y'all. Trey Sermon. I have Trey Sermon in half of the leagues that I drafted.
Trey Sermon he gonna get that work.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man.
So, see, if I'm gonna trade for him, I would probably trade for Sermon before I traded for Mustard. And they're both they've been going around the same place. So I think you get better value of Sermon than you did for Mustard.
I would just aim a little bit higher, honestly, because you got definitely that 10-team team. You got enough trade bait to try to get somebody to send you a Mike Davis.
Yeah.
Mike Davis is a 3-down back. He's not coming off the field at all.
Yeah.
And he gonna get 25 carries a game because they have nobody else out there behind him. I can't even name the second string running back. Matter of fact,
here's a guy who's on the team, and I asked you. We talked about guys that are out there. I don't think I make this move. One person they do have is Cordell Patterson.
He's the second string running back, but he's more of a gadget player at best anyway.
And that's why I don't know whether I would try picking him up because Cordell Patterson gets you like 30 points one week and get you 0 for the next 5.
Sweet. Yeah.
So yeah.
You say Chase Edmonds for Water. You're not gonna get him for Gallups. That's just not gonna happen. But I would do it for Water though. Yeah. I would try that. I would try that trade.
Yeah, I would go for that.
Somebody will bite for that because it especially I don't know especially for Waddle. Waddle probably is the number 1 receiver in man.
Justin mentioned Gallman is there in Atlanta as well. I forgot about.
But that still that don't. He just got signed.
He was the number 1 for a time with the Giants, and
I still think Mike Davis gonna get all of that though.
Yeah.
So, and plus they already came out and said that the guy you just talked about was gonna be the number 2.
Yeah, I think,
he's listed as the number 2 running back on the depth chart.
I think Mike Davis is a stud. If you can get Mike Davis is a stud that went very low in drafts.
Very low.
And I think people that drafted him are going to really reap some benefits from that one.
Yeah, I got him in like 3 leagues. I'm high on Mike Davis. Yeah. I've been high on Mike Davis since the season started. Well, since fantasy started, since we've been going back on. So I think he's definitely. I just don't think he'd be RB2 because last time I checked, Patterson is the RB2 on that team.
Yeah.
So
here's my question. Thanks for the questions, by the way. We really appreciate it.
Good question.
I got a question for you. I've been telling people, all the guys I drafted. Who did you draft in your leagues? Maybe that you were surprised you had so many shares of. Or
Mike Davis.
But you like
Mike Davis. Well, Eckler is another one. I like Eckler.
You like him? Somebody that you didn't expect to be drafting so much. Okay, I give you that.
Judy. I think Jerry Jeudy is going to be the number 1. I like Courtland Sutherland, but Jerry Jeudy is just. Jerry Jeudy is going to be the number 1 there. He's going to be the number 1, and he's definitely going to be. He's going to get those. The only thing that scares me with Jerry Jeudy is Tyrod. Yeah. Not Tyrod, but Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that scares me. And another one is McCole Hardman. I drafted him quite a bit this year too. I just think if your league does return yards, because he's the number 1 kick returner, punt returner, and he's the second receiver, even though he's probably 3rd in the pecking order as far as receptions, I still think he'll make that up with punt return and kick return yards.
He is such a talented player. Andy Reid designs plays to get McCole Hardman in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So whether it's the pass or whether he's doing like an end around or something, McCole Hardman's going to put up numbers because he's so explosive. You get the ball in his hands whenever you can. So.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's definitely going to be somebody. Like, he's high on my radar, period. Like, I drafted him. I try to get him in every draft.
So,
you got another question. Justin got another question.
Another 10-team PPR redraft league. Okay.
Give it to us, Justin. We here.
We see Tony putting in his comments.
He
Uh,
said, "I rock with Mike Davis. You better believe it." Yes.
Tony, I hope you get in your league together. We play in a couple of leagues with Tony, and uh, he about to get that work.
He texted me. He texted me
He
earlier
did.
last week and talking about he about to start the season off right because he played me. I said that's not happening. You're a funny guy. So we're gonna see Sunday. Don't you worry about it. And I don't want you
uh,
to, you know, start crying once I beat you. Yeah, because I'm coming this year.
all right. I think we're still waiting for this
Yeah, we're still
10 team
waiting.
team. Do we have any other players we need to mention coming up for this week?
Um,
What?
Another one that's interesting. Zach Ertz. It's funny. That they didn't re-sign Dallas Goddard, and he only has I want to say this year left.
Yeah, his what's crazy about there's two crazy things about this. That said, thank you for mentioning him because I was gonna let you go first, but I was actually about to talk about not just Ertz. I was gonna talk about Goddard and Ertz. I asked you about people that you were surprised. Was there anybody that you were surprised he drafted so much? I actually drafted Dallas Goddard and Zach Ertz. Uh, I have them. Goddard, I have in 3 leagues, and I have Zach Ertz in
Yeah,
2 leagues, right? And,
I,
and here's the crazy part about it. My the whole offseason, I was saying Zach Ertz is going to get traded at some point, and so I went into the drafts trying to get him late because I figured, okay, worst case scenario, they run the 2 tight ends set because the for years the Eagles wide receivers have been suspect, right? So
yeah,
worst case scenario, he's the second tight end, but he still get volume. Best case
yeah,
scenario for me was he gets traded somewhere. And then this story drops. Because last year it was Zach Ertz trying to get a deal done, and they
yeah.
just waited him out until forever. So he thought he was going. They kept him, and now they're doing the same thing with Dallas Goddard, and they're not doing his contract as well. So it's like, do y'all just not want to sign a tight end? I don't understand
Well,
what's happening in Philly.
I think this though. I think
Yeah,
he came out and
yeah,
apologized. Ertz did came out and apologized last week,
yeah,
and that he wanted to finish his career in Philly.
yeah.
I think that got a little bit to do with it.
Okay.
I kind of
Yeah,
behind
I
the
saw
scenes
that
like
too, and all the source was that they're in a good place and they smooth things out. Blah 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 blah.
I'm trying to tell you, it's starting something smell funny over there in Philly. That's all I'm saying. Smell mighty funny.
Philly, they don't know
So
what the fill in the
no, it
blank
smells
they're
funny.
doing over there.
Yeah,
I don't understand that. That whole story just has me bizarre. But let me look at Justin's team because I drafted so many tight ends from Philadelphia, and I don't even know what's going to happen with any of them. So, all right, we got quarterback back to Jalen Hurts again. We mentioned before mixed feelings. I'm waiting to see guy for Jalen Hurts, but I think he should have a good year. I especially like him this first week. We talked about they playing the
yeah.
Falcons. He should be lights out. Saquon Barkley we talked about early in the show. I guess this is Aaron Jones again for your second
Mm-hmm.
running back. CeeDee Lamb, love him.
See,
Cooper Cup, thank you. I've been waiting all show. I love Cooper Cup. I only have him in 2 of the leagues so far, but I've got one more draft tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Cooper Cup is going to be great, and with Matthew Stafford there, the tight end Darren Waller. I
yeah,
said,
Waller.
watch out if Darren Waller isn't the number 1 receiving tight end this year. Brandon Ayuk, I know you love the Pats. I talked
Love
about them. I
Brandon Ayuk.
drafted the Pats in several leagues. Kickers are kickers. But going to the bench, Javonte Williams, we talked about. We like Jamar Chase. Somebody dropped that I haven't been able to. I gotta figure. Well, you said it's not in the league I'm in, but I'm still. I can't wait to hear from you on on that Joker. Corey Davis, we thought about. We love. Antonio Brown is dead to me. James Conner is gonna be hurt because he's James Conner.
Hmm.
Rojo's in that backfield, and Justin Fields I love. So, yeah, this team is pretty good. I love the running backs. I think on this team, you've got your depth pretty much everywhere. I
Yeah,
don't really. Well, we talked about Jalen Hurts being a question mark earlier because we had another MPX 6 also had Jalen Hurts. It's going to be one of those things where you see, especially if you're scoring, depending on the scoring in your league. I think Jalen Hurts could be a really good quarterback this year. But my preference is always to go with older veterans for my quarterbacks. But I like this. I like the way this team is set up. As long as Saquon Barkley is healthy, then yeah, I think you're good because Aaron Jones is a stud. Your wide
Yeah.
receivers are strong everywhere. Um,
Yes.
you want to say some love for Ayuk because I know you do.
Well, I mean, I ain't want to, but you know.
Yes, you
No,
do.
actually, I like Brandon Ayuk is gonna be special.
Yeah,
Um, he's he's like 1A, 1B with Debo, and
I
he's the
think he's
starting
one
punt
A
returner. Yeah,
plus.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah,
He's more the deep threat,
yeah,
if anything. So, but I like CeeDee Lamb. I love that Cooper Cup. Your receivers are
yeah.
really good. Like my only question is, I'm not a big fan of Connor. Connor,
No,
I mean, I'm not.
but sitting on your
Um,
bench,
yeah,
whatever.
but
Uh,
Connor will get hurt.
yeah,
He's bound to get hurt. Rojo is more, I guess, a wait and see,
yeah.
just to see how everything pans out in that
That
backfield.
backfield is so
Well,
crowded. Yeah,
Jamar Chase, I love Jamar Chase. He's gonna end up the number one receiver out there. Javante Williams,
I
I
still
like
say
Javante.
T Higgins, but okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
But it's
uh,
going to be splitting hairs, much like our Robbie Anderson, DJ
yeah.
Moore. I think it's going to be very close between those two. Yeah,
Him and Joe Barrow got a better
I know they
relationship.
played together. Blah blah
Remember
blah
that.
blah blah.
Remember that.
T Higgins
They
is
broke
awesome.
records together. They broke records together. Remember
Yes, they
that.
did.
Corey Davis,
Yeah,
AB. They said I did read a report that they said AB looked like the AB of 4 or 5 years ago.
whatever. He's dead to
So
me.
if that means anything, AB might be okay. Justin Fields, he should be in by week 3, but he should be
He should
starting.
be in now, but we'll see. Matt Nagy, if you watch the show, stop playing with your life. You're going to be homeless on the streets if you don't put that guy
Um,
in.
I like Connor too,
Yeah,
but
he
I
says he's going to
think
get goal line carries until he's hurt. But
until he's hurt. But
yeah,
honestly, I would go if you can get if somebody doesn't have like a Trey Sherman, I would go get Trey Sherman.
yeah,
Because he's gonna get a lot of goal line carries. Um, honestly, and it's a bunch of backs out there that can get goal line
yeah,
carries. Honestly, I still think Edmonds is gonna take a lot of touches from him.
yeah.
Personally, that's just me, but I could be wrong. Another guy that you might want to think about getting a running back is Naheem Hines. He's another
Yeah,
one that's
it's,
out
especially if
there
you
that
because yeah, you said this was a PPR league. Naeem Hines is
yes,
going to be great.
he's
Did
going to
you
be
hear that
great for
they might
PPR
trade Marlon Mack? I don't know why they haven't already, but
because they say they want to get Naheem Hines more carries.
yeah, exactly. So it's like Marlon Mack should have been on the first bus smoking, like at the end of last year.
Oh yeah,
So yeah,
week 3 to
it
Bills.
says week 3 the Bears are playing the Lions.
So that's probably
So
when Justin Fields can come
Justin
in.
Fields needs to be playing week 1. Matt Nagy
Yeah,
again. I'm gonna find his email address. Be like, dude,
yeah.
what? Why?
Honestly, Justin, I would try to find a Naheem
Yeah,
Hines who could be great for you at running back. I would swap him out with Connor because in PPR he's going to get you more
yeah.
points in PPR than Connor will. So I would definitely try to do that if you can get your
If you
hands
can
on
get
him.
high, I like him better. If you want to just roll with it to see how it goes the first week, I'm not mad at it because James
Yeah,
Conner should be cool. I think early in the season, but James Conner's he has a limited shelf life. We saw that with Pittsburgh, so
yeah,
we'll
definitely.
see.
So
But other than that, I like these teams.
I like your first roster the best though. Your first
The
roster, you
second
did
one
your
I think
thing.
is kind of close though.
It's
The
close, but
second,
those receivers
but, but
on that first
what
roster,
receivers on that first one was ridiculous. I don't know who you were drafting with on that first one because the
man,
wide
them
receivers
receivers.
are ridiculous. But
Woo,
I like
boy.
the running backs. Even with Connor and Rojo on it, I like the running backs
Yep.
on this team. So that's why I have this one kind of close to that first one because the running backs and the wide receivers on this team are going to be awesome. How did you manage? I think maybe because Barkley failed so much, you were able to get
Yeah,
Barkley and Jones.
probably.
I, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, in
That's
our leagues,
nice.
that ain't happening. Our leagues, he ain't falling that far, honestly. So,
Yeah.
Tony, Jamar Chase, he did look a little shaky in the preseason, but
He dropped a few things.
he's gonna get the
Yeah,
carry.
he has.
That's a
Who's
tough.
going to get the carries in Tampa?
That's
Yeah,
a tough one there.
that is the $1 million question. That no,
Question. We don't
I
know.
honestly, going back to last year, I said that it should be Leonard Fournette. I think Leonard Fournette's a more talented guy, but it never happened last year. So am I going to bet it? I didn't draft. We, let's talk about mistakes. Last year, I went because this was before the he was
He went Leonard
released.
Fournette and
I
like
had Leonard Fournette in
Fournette in
so
every
many
league.
leagues,
So
and it did not end well for me.
no, he didn't.
I wish the Jaguars had told me, a week sooner. I would not have done that. But this year, I think maybe with a full year, Leonard Fournette comes out better. But I'm not willing to bet anything. I didn't draft anybody in the Tampa Bay backfield. We talked about that earlier. That backfield is so crowded. I don't want any part of it. I'll let those guys sit on waiver wires. If people didn't draft it out, and maybe if it shakes out, I jump and grab one. But yeah,
Yeah.
I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, me personally, because they got honestly, if you're talking about pecking order in Tampa Bay, the receivers are going to be the pecking order first.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be Gronk, and then they gonna probably squeeze in those running backs. So I wouldn't touch any of them, honestly. Like that backfield, Houston's backfield, it's just some backfields you just stay away from, and they're one of them. I would stay away from them.
Cool.
J. Rob Carson. We already know where you're going with this one. We know where you're going with
There's
this
only one
bro.
right answer. David Montgomery is going to. Hey, didn't somebody have a bold prediction talking about David Johnson having at least 1,200 yards rushing, 500 yards receiving, and just being awesome, especially when Justin Fields becomes the starter? Matt Nagy, get on your job. I didn't like James Robinson at the beginning of the draft because
I love James Robinson,
but I love him now. So I would go Monty, J. Rob, and Chris Carson. Sadly, third only because he has that injury history. You just never know how long you've got him. So
yeah.
Do you have J. Rob first? Because I know you hate. Or are you coming over to my side with David Montgomery?
He's a slow starter. He's a very slow starter. I'm going J. Rob, David Montgomery, and then I'm going Carson.
You're wrong because Urban Meyer is insane.
Well, that's true, but that has nothing to do with me.
Here's who I do love, in addition to J. Rob, and I mentioned this before. I love Laviska Shenault again.
Yeah, we know you do.
I thought we'd fallen out of love when they drafted Travis Etienne, but Laviska Shenault season is back on.
Yeah, we know you do.
Yeah.
But I like J. Rob first. Yeah, Carson's my last because he's gonna get hurt. He's been hurt the last couple years.
Here's the thing about Chris Carson. If you can assure me healthiness, I actually like Carson the best because I think he's in a real good position with the Seahawks because they like to go heavy with the run. Yeah. But because of the health issue, he falls all the way back to third on my list.
Yeah. For me.
And David Montgomery is awesome, by the way.
He got one more draft.
All right, one last draft.
I'm gonna let you do this one because
and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about Superflex like that, so that's more your thing.
Yeah, you need to come to you need to come to it, man. Superflex is awesome.
I guess, man. I don't know, man.
It's no different than the two quarterback systems that you like. You can substitute the quarterback out sometimes. Tony's telling us that he has Nyheim Hines, and I don't really care, Tony.
Don't worry, you're going to take this L in the gridiron, bro. Don't even worry about it.
To take these losses because Tony, not last year, but the year before that, defeated both of us and became the champion in a league that we're in.
We don't like that.
So we don't like Tony.
Tony.
We like Tony all summer. From February till about, now. Tony's a great guy. But starting Thursday,
it's a wrap.
It's on, Tony.
We can't give you no more advice Okay, Tony.
Yeah, Tony,
No
stop
more.
watching the show. or
Stop watching.
or so have your computer on and let your son listen to it. You don't.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
just don't
You
listen.
don't listen.
Don't listen because you still all our picks.
All right. While we wait for this last one, then we're gonna head on out of here. Just a reminder again. Hit the like button, subscribe. RJFantasyFootballTalk.com. You'll see us online. This Saturday, once again, we've got the 40-second play clock. So if you have questions, we're literally going to go through every game for our Saturday show. It's pre-recorded. We call it a 40-second play clock because you got 40 seconds to talk about. We're going to go through all the matchups, which players you want to make sure are in your lineups, and we're going to predict the game winners. And I'm going to do a much better job of it than Rodney will.
First of all, I just want to know, how did he manage to get Pat
I was
Mahomes
about
and Justin
to.
Herbert?
I
I just want to know, like,
I'm assuming.
like,
Wow. Because I'm
wow,
like, okay,
like,
Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert, you won Superflex already. I'm not even going to look at the rest of your team. Because
Lord have mercy.
Superflex is one. So let me look at the rest though. Najee Harris. People think I hate Najee Harris. I don't. I love Najee Harris. I've strictly just said that because of the situation he's in, he is not going to get 1,000 yards rushing like a lot of people think he will. And if he gets 1,000, it's only because there's the extra game. But I said what makes Najee Harris great is he catches out of the backfield. So as an all-around running back, I love Najee Harris. So just want to make sure that's clear to everybody that's watching. Najee Harris is awesome.
So
second running back is J-Rob, which we just talked about. We love him. We love Cooper Kupp. OBJ.
does he make a return?
I'm going to pass on OBJ to the end. Let's go through the rest of it. TJ Hawkinson, I love. In fact, TJ Hawkinson, I have, let me find my list. I have in 3 leagues. So he was a running back. I mean, a tight end I picked up a lot because despite what Rodney thinks about Terrell Williams, who's irrelevant, TJ Hawkinson is the only guy he's going to have 100% of the receptions in Detroit this year. And so TJ Hawkinson, no, he's going to have 100% of the catches. Maybe, DeAndre Swift is going to catch some. So TJ Hawkinson is going to have 98% of the receptions.
All right.
So watch out for TJ Hawkinson. He's going to make noise. Gallup, I like as a flex spot. Corey Davis, I love as a flex spot. And then on the bench, we got Melvin Gordon. Fitzmagic. We have gone a whole show without mentioning Fitzmagic.
Fitzmagic, baby.
Tony, you're not keeping us. Tony, get back to watching the show for a second because you're not doing your job if we haven't mentioned Fitzmagic to this point. I love Fitzmagic. James White, who's a conditional love, depends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marshall. I want to like Marshall. I really do. On the bench, I love him. I'm gonna say I love him on the bench. He
Hunter Henry.
I wonder how much. I'm just wondering how much of an impact he's gonna make this year. But I still like as a bench player. And I think he's one of those you probably didn't even draft him until like
probably
the last 2 or 3 rounds of the draft. So yeah I love Marshall on the bench. Hunter Henry, I said before, he's always hurt. I love Jameson Crowder because I've been converted to love Jets wide receivers, which I did not expect.
Okay.
So but yeah, this team looks good as well. And like I said, if you got Mahomes and Justin Herbert, you're gonna start both of those every week, obviously. And then you got Fitzmagic to throw in for your bye weeks. Yo, you are killing it in Superflex with those two. I'm with you. Somebody in your league was slipping to let you grab both of those guys.
Both of them. Like, that's insane.
I'm interested, Justin, if you're still with us. Thanks for the questions again. I'm interested in how you did your Superflex. What were your first 2 draft picks? Did you go running back, quarterback? It looks like you probably went quarterback first.
Quarterback. Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, because otherwise your running backs would probably be a little bit
but
higher.
For him to do that, he would have the number 1 pick to get Pat Mahomes.
Yeah. So
first of all, and then to get Justin Herbert, they would have to draft running backs in between
Yeah,
that.
I'm pretty sure it was a mixture of running because in the
That
Superflex league I was in, it was a combination of running backs and quarterbacks, and even a few wide receivers. I think might have gone in the
yeah.
first round. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, it looks like you have some good stuff. We said we were going to be out. Oh, he went quarterback, running back, quarterback, running back. Awesome. I like that, Justin.
Yeah.
We'll make room for this other question before we go. Jay Kirchville? I'm probably not saying that right. Did you trade Gus Edwards and Claypool for Mouse? No, not at all.
No, no.
No,
Claypool's the number one in Pittsburgh.
no.
So absolutely no.
I
And
think
Gus Edwards is in.
I have Miles Sanders in one league because I had to. I think a lot of Miles Sanders people are going to be very disappointed this year.
Yeah.
I'm not. Joe, like you said, Claypool is a stud, and
Yeah.
in my
No, you don't do
mind,
that.
maybe not. Usually, Gus Edwards is going to be a stud this year because despite the picking up Le'Veon Bell,
Yeah, that.
that you had to be
But
there
they
for the
said
beginning of the show.
he on the
I think
practice
Gus Edwards
squad.
is going to
So
be a stud in that system this year.
yeah.
Tony, we're not answering your question. Didn't we tell you? Oh, Justin said he had picked 7
Seven
and
out of
still
12.
got
And you
you
pick
got Patrick
Mahomes
Mahomes.
and Justin.
Well, okay, if they went running back, okay, let's say the first 5 picks were running backs or something. No, I can see
Well,
that happen. I can see that happening.
he's on the snake though. Probably is on the snake.
Yeah,
So at 7 coming back
I'm just
around.
saying the fact that he got Mahomes at 7, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Let me stop playing, Tony. I'll look at your question. Do we think Tua's going to do something this year? I'm hoping so because I have Jalen Waddle in a couple of leagues.
I hope so.
So I'm hoping Tua plays
For his sake.
for his sake that Tua is the truth. I'm not convinced, and I think we're both on the record saying there's Alabama quarterbacks, so in the NFL. Jay Kirchville says that he has. We didn't go back to OBJ. Thanks for the reminder. Let me get this question. He said he has Henderson on his bench. Until if they hadn't picked up Sony Michelle.
Michelle, then you would
I love Henderson until that very moment. That's
Sony
crazy,
Michel
right? Because Cam Akers was the guy, and then he got hurt. I love Henderson after that. In fact, for guys that were watching last year, I love Henderson last year, and I thought they didn't use him enough. This year, I almost fell in love with Henderson until they picked up Michelle. So nah.
I like, you know what, the OBJ thing. He got him at the 79th pick.
Yeah.
That is not bad for OBJ.
OBJ at the 79th pick is good. Here's the other thing with OBJ, because thank you for reminding. We said we're going to come back to OBJ. OBJ gets drafted way above what he lives off. Go do yourselves a favor. We mentioned this last year. It's a homework assignment for y'all now. Find the last time that OBJ was in a Pro Bowl. Right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
He's been living off
his name
years ago, and people still draft him like he's a stud, and they say this is the year he comes back. Okay, I believe it when I see it. Who do I like? Jarvis Landry, because Jarvis Landry, you can pick up very late, and he always produces if he's not hurt. So yeah, but that's our spill on OBJ. Well, that's my spill. I'm assuming your spill is about the same because we talked.
I mean, I like OBJ, but at
79, I'm not mad at it.
I'm not bad because he could turn out to be a wide receiver too, at best. I mean, if he's can be healthy and not get hurt, he can be a wide receiver too. So
yeah,
it's possible. That's not bad at that pick though.
I don't think he's going to be a wide receiver. I think more wide receiver 3, but we'll see.
Okay,
we'll see. He could, man. If he can come back to if he comes back to what he was, he's a wide receiver 1. I don't think he does, and I don't think he's. I say at best a wide receiver 2 for me. But, I'm just not sold on OBJ. I think his best days
are behind him.
Way behind him. Again, do yourself a favor. Find out the last time he was in a Pro Bowl. It's been a minute.
Plus, that's a running team anyway. So yeah.
Plus, exactly.
Yeah.
So, Justin already did the homework assignment. Good job. Yeah. In fact, I think I wrote an article on that last year about OBJ and the fact. So yeah, I'm just not sold on him. Here's the team. Everyone's got Mahomes except me. Mahomes, Cook, Carson, Ridley. Good Lord.
AJ Brown, Logan Thomas.
AJ
I'm like,
Brown.
I just want
Who
to
are
know
the 10 people?
who are the 10 people y'all drafting with, dog? Like, this is crazy.
Yo, are you serious? He got
How
Claypool,
you?
Waddle, Cooks, John Smith. Hopefully, I think John Smith should be really good this year.
I just don't. I don't. I'm
Jacoby
trying to
Myers
figure out
off waivers. So yeah. This is a squad.
who are y'all playing with? Because I need to get in there because that's stealing
This
money.
is
Like,
a
right there.
squad.
Jeez.
Hey, I say like this: if Chris Carson can stay healthy, fingers
Man,
crossed. Yo, you are
he
going
got
to
you
make
some.
some noise because you.
And Logan Thomas,
Yeah,
your
we
problem is
talked.
still in your team
Logan
is
Thomas
Logan
was one
Thomas.
of your bold picks, I think, right?
Yep. Logan
And
Thomas is still in your team.
and he's kind of one of my bold picks too, because I said this is the year of the tight end. We're gonna see 4 tight ends over 1,000 yards this year, guaranteed. And Logan Thomas is potentially one of those guys. So yeah, you guys did an excellent job drafting. Proud of y'all. Make sure you watch us. We'll be back again next week talking about all the stuff that we saw in week 1. He says Mahomes fell to the 4th round.
Oh my
I
gosh.
could see that happening though, because some people don't do quarterbacks early. So Mahomes in the 4th, I can see, but
I can't, but okay.
but
Yeah.
he should have been gone around
that.
before that though.
Yeah.
he should even in the running back heaviest of leagues. Nobody should leave Mahomes there after the 3rd round. That's just my opinion. Mahomes is not a regular quarterback. So great job for all of y'all. Again, next week we'll be back. We'll be breaking down all the week 1 coverage. Watch us Saturday on YouTube. We'll post a video with about 40-second play clock. Like I said, we're gonna go over every single matchup, and we're gonna talk about all the players you need to have in your lineup. So. Yo, thanks for all the love.
The questions,
thanks for all
man.
the
We
questions
appreciate
tonight. We really appreciate it. It helps keep us together and get our skills set. So, yeah.
Look, subscribe, like, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Hit us up. We will answer any question you got. We'll answer it. When we ain't on here, we'll send a question back to you. We got you.
Yeah.
We here. Just let you guys know.
Yeah. All right. Peace out. Yeah. I see that last comment. Yeah, that's the opportunity you couldn't pass up on. So
yeah, you couldn't pass on.
Yo,
so
congratulations to you. You got Mahomes. I didn't get Mahomes in a single league this year. I'm kind of disappointed in that, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out.
Thank y'all, man. Peace out.